Slinge is located in the south of Rotterdam. In order to analyze this node and its surroundings, we will elaborate on transportation, demographics, safety, spatial analysis, references and vision. On the scale of metropolitan area Rotterdam-The Hague, Slinge can be a place for people to transfer to the Randstad area. The station is part of Metroline D and E and is directly connected to highways and buses. It is indirectly connected to trains. On a station scale, most people come by bus or car to transfer on the metro. One could say that in contrast to Zuidplein, Slinge mostly functions as a transfer hub. Looking at the demographics, the analysis showed that the income of Charloes being the lowest in Rotterdam links to a significantly higher crime rate. This then also links to the low values of housing itself. Namely, the majority of housing is in fact social housing, which relates back to the issues of poverty and criminality. Hence, the apparent social and safety problems are directly related to the building typology and the people this attracts. Looking at the spatial qualities of the area, it becomes clear that the neighborhoods are surrounded by green space with around it suburbs, harbour and industry. The analysis then showed that the green belt surrounding the area is actually very much integrated in the neighborhood itself, as is the water network. However, in comparison to the great amount of housing, there are relatively little public functions. Also, the great amount of public space is of very low quality and thus not used properly by the people living around Slinge. The area around Slinge unfortunately has been dealing with a great variety of shootings and stabbings. This has been going on for years. An intervention was done, but the station is still one of the reasons for these incidents to occur. Apart from this, the station is poorly lighted and provides unsafe means to cross the street by foot. These factors combined make the issue of safety one to improve. Other stations that dealt with issues of unsafety were Rotterdam Central and Zuidplein. We will further look into these two nodes to see how these issues were resolved. Central Station mostly had to do with drug addicts and criminality at Westkruiskade, whereas Zuidplein has mostly been related to stabbings. In both cases, the issues are being resolved through newly designed stations as well as the implementation of public functions in the area. Through the graphs, it becomes clear that the changes have a beneficial improvement on the safety of the area, which makes it safe to assume that decreasing the unsafety is a combination of an improvement of the station as well as the area itself.
For future visions, the Rotterdam Council has designed various densification locations. From the maps showing, they've established 4 different themes for densification. Of course, every condition will play a role for each location, but for each location we will look for where the emphasis should be. Slinge is a problem area. That is why the increased demand for housing will play an important role for rediscovering the qualities of the Pendrek and Sudervik neighbourhoods. With the redevelopment of Slinge metro station, the location will serve as a flywheel for the neighbourhood. Through our group analysis, we believe that Slinge will become an important location within the city of Rotterdam. As the population grows further, the demand of housing increases. With these diagrams present areas of neglect that can be further developed. With our group vision, we see Slinge area conducting an important role as the gateway for the city, but also providing an inclusive, safe neighbourhood with attractive, accessible transport links. Group 1 will use densification as a means to increase the equity of the metro station, thus connecting the 2 adjacent neighbourhoods. Therefore, Group 1 will use more of an adaptive strategy. The development will commence without abolishing the P&R system, which holds quite some historic and relevant significance. Our analysis suggests that Slinge is a part of an important area for future residential development. To assist with the area growth, our aim is to complement the surrounding existing areas, such as the car park and the public squares, by adding various amenities, such as cafes, shops, and proposing interactive urban farming public spaces for the future residents, subsequently increasing the area safety. Group 2 will take a more radical approach, taking a look at the Slinge area from a larger citywide scale. This concept will use the densification as an urge to create a green artery that is implanted with a number of additional functions and servicing amenities in and around the Slinge station, creating a more vibrant transiting hub, acting as a gateway to Rotterdam city. The strategy looks further into the future around the station, preparing the Slinge area for the year 2050, imposing safe pedestrian area with elimination of car, strongly promoting public transport. To conclude, each of the subgroups aim to complement the Slinge area with a more inclusive, healthier and safer station. In the times of climate change and demographic upheavals, planning the cities of the future involves much more than networked housing. Through the coming weeks, we will further develop our concepts to result us with smart, functional solutions.